Your music.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks. Welcome everyone to the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley Regular Council meeting. It is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023, and it is in fact 5:30 p.m. We are meeting in the council chambers and by Zoom conferencing. I am calling this meeting to order. Are there any additions to the agenda this afternoon? On this beautiful sunny day. I see none. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April, 2023, that the agenda be accepted as presented or amended. Can I get a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Sanderson, second by Councillor Buchwald. All in favor? And that carries. Is there any pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? I see none. As we gather this afternoon, I would like to acknowledge on behalf of this council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. And at this time, I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April, 2023, that the minutes of the regular council meeting held on March 21st, 2023, as amended or presented, be hereby adopted. Could I have a mover and seconder, please, to get it on the floor? Moved by Councillor Epps, second by Councillor Patrick. Are there any errors or omissions?
Nope.
I see none. All in favor? Thank you. We have no delegations this afternoon. Reports have been filed. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April, 2023, whereas direction has been given to staff. Now be it resolved that the correspondence be filed. Could I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Epps, second by Councillor Buchwald. Anything further on our correspondence? All in favor? Correspondence has been filed. Did anybody have any questions or concerns about the check register or board report? I see none. I have a, sorry, I've got these out of order. My apology. Oh, my apologies, Annette. I needed to add 9.6 about the National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week.
Okay, so the agenda as amended, and are Tracy and Merv okay with that?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Okay.
I wrote it down in my book, but then I printed everything. I'll make it the last one. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April, 2023, whereas Renfrew County District Health Unit and the township wish to enter into an agreement with respect to naloxone as proposed by the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. And whereas the Township Fire Department desires to deliver the services as part of their medical emergency response. Now therefore be it resolved, Council direct the Mayor and CAO to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Renfrew County and District Health Unit with respect to naloxone. Can I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Sanderson, second by Councillor Patrick. Questions, comments, concerns? All in favor? Thank you. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April, 2023, that council approves the Township of Bonnechere Valley's thresholds policy for tangible capital assets as presented. May I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Epps, second by Councillor Buchwald. Comments, questions, concerns? All in favor? And that carries. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April, 2023, whereas loans 699-823 and 6999-156 came up for renewal in 2023 with balances owing of $3,800. Pardon me?
It was an echo.
Oh, sorry, $3,818 and $46,353 respectively. And whereas the interest rate would have more than doubled on these loans if renewed, now therefore be it resolved that council directs staff to use $50,000 $171 of the 2022 surplus to pay out the above listed loans and allocate the remaining surplus of $308,973 to reserves. Can I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Patrick, second by Councillor Sanderson. Questions, comments, concerns? Excellent. All in favor? And that carries. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April 2023, whereas the jury that adjudicated the Carol Culleton, Anastasia Kuzik, and Natalie Warmerdam inquest issued 86 recommendations to the province of Ontario on intimate partner violence. And whereas every 6 days in Canada, a woman is killed by her intimate partner, and whereas on any given night in Canada, over 6,000 women and children sleep in shelters because it is not safe for them at home. And whereas each year, over 40,000 arrests result from domestic violence, about 12% of all violent crime in Canada. And whereas the majority of victims of spousal abuse are female, accounting for 83% of all victims, and whereas 1 in 5 women experience some form of abuse in their intimate relationship, and whereas this past year in Ontario, 52 women, or 1 every week, were victims of femicide, and in Renfrew County, 2 women have been killed by men since December 2022. And whereas the cost of violence against women costs the national justice system, social assistance budgets, and municipal budgets millions of dollars per year, and whereas municipalities are on the front lines in addressing gender-based violence in our communities and therefore are in a position to offer insights on the needs and possible direction for provincial and federal funding, and whereas a pebble mosaic was unveiled in Eganville at Centennial Park to honor Carol, Anastasia, and Natalie, and be it resolved that the Council for the Township of Bonnechere Valley recognizes the issue of violence against women in rural communities as serious to the health and wellness of local families, and be it further resolved that the Council for the Township of Bonnechere Valley recognizes the inquest as important to all rural communities, and be it further resolved that the Council for the Township of Bonnechere Valley is committed to engaging with community partners to educate and support our residents about the seriousness and long-term danger of violence in our community. And based on statistics of 4,815 crisis calls and service provision to 527 women and children in our local community, the Council for the Township of Bonnechere Valley declares IPV, intimate partner violence, and VAW, violence against women, an epidemic as per recommendation number 1 of the jury recommendations. Can I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Sanderson, seconded by Councillor Epps. Any comments, questions, concerns?
Sad state of the numbers, that's for sure.
It
when it's
really is. And I think that it was a very important resolution for us to pass just for that reason, Tracy.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that, you know, through the inquest, they did come up with 86 recommendations. It is a miracle that this inquest was not derailed to the point of perhaps 5 or 10 recommendations. Not only did the pandemic occur, the Toronto police officer that was seconded to the coroner's office and actually knows the Valley very well was taken off the secondment and moved back to his division. So a new officer was then in charge of the inquest. And in fact, the chief coroner at one point, I think, was ill or took a bit of a hiatus. So the fact that this inquest went off the way it did, I am so thankful. I'm so thankful to all the jurors. I'm so thankful that you know, they proceeded despite some best efforts. And I know a lot about this because my brother was actually the original officer seconded. And so and Natalie was one of my neighbors, and it really hits home for me. So
Yeah, I remember exactly when it happened. I actually drove to the vigil in Barry's Bay, for the 3 women. Yeah. It's just horrible. Yeah, when it's so close to home, right?
all right, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Thank you. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April 2023, whereas emergencies can occur at any time that require police, fire, or emergency medical services. And whereas when an emergency occurs, the prompt response of firefighters and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. And whereas the safety of our paramedics and firefighters is dependent on the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who telephone the Renfrew Central Ambulance and Communication Center. And whereas ambulance communication officers are the first and most critical contact our citizens have with emergency fire and paramedic services. And whereas ambulance communication officers are the single vital link for our paramedics and firefighters by monitoring their activities by radio, providing them information, and ensuring their safety. And whereas ambulance communication officers of the Renfrew Central Ambulance Communication Center have contributed substantially to the suppression of fires and treatment of patients. And whereas ambulance communication officer has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of their job in the past year, be it therefore resolved that the Council of Bonnechere Valley Township declares the week of April 9th through 15th, 2023 to be National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in the Township of Bonnechere Valley in honor of the men and women whose diligence and professionalism keep our township and citizens safe. Can I have a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Patrick, seconded by Councillor Epps. Comments, questions? And it is also on our I'm pointing like I'm at the office. It's also on the sign outside. It's on our digital sign as well. And the CAC Center does know that that we agreed to be doing this. So thank you for that. All in favor? Thank you. All right. I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April 2023 that bylaw 2023-017 being a bylaw to govern the procurement of goods and services, bylaw 2023-018 being a bylaw to authorize the site plan agreement with Delcan, bylaw 2023-019 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council, be read a first time, be deemed read a second time, be deemed read a third time and passed. Can I get a mover and seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Buchwald, seconded by Councillor Epps. Comments? Questions? All in favor? And everybody's, oh, and look at that, John's a Boy Scout. And I have a resolution dated this 11th day of April 2023 that the council meeting be adjourned at 5:43 p.m. Can I have a mover and seconder, please?
Boy Scout.
Moved by Councillor Sanderson, second by Councillor Epps. All in favor? We are adjourned. I wasn't sure if he was doing Boy Scouts or Little Bunny Foo Foo.
You
Yeah.
do your best.